This is a Nintendo Switch. It comes with two Joy-Cons, and charging two Joy-Cons is not a problem, but charging multiple Joy-Cons is a problem. When you get a Switch, you can only charge two Joy-Cons at a time. So what you do is you click them onto either end of the Switch, put the Switch in the dock, start charging. All right? And then you have to do that for each pair of Joy-Cons, which in my case is 6, soon to be 8. For yours, maybe you've got 4, 6, 8, 10, I don't know. But you can only charge 2 at a time. Nintendo is completely happy to sell you an extra 1 or 2 Joy-Cons in a box, but they don't give you an extra way to charge the things. They have to be slid into the rail system. So what do? You can charge them 2 at a time, or you can get a dock such as this one. Now this is the official dock in the United States, to my knowledge. It's made by PowerA, but it's licensed from Nintendo, and it has the Nintendo seal of approval, if you will. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a real seal these days. I don't know if they still do that. But Nintendo did license it, and it's a pretty good piece of kit. It's $29.99 in the United States, $30, and it's an okay price. It's one of those things where if you want to charge your Joy-Cons in a timely manner, it's something you might want to look into. I don't feel too ripped off. I'll put it like that. Now, it does have a USB cable stowed away in the base. You might not have even noticed it when I first picked the base up. It's in there pretty well. That's how it's shipped to you, by the way. That will be in there. And then the cord, again, this is stuck in here. That's in there permanently. All right. So the cord has a stopper here that goes into a little cutout in the base. All right. It's pretty clever, pretty nice. And then everything stays nice and neat when you have it on your desk, on your entertainment center, wherever it is you plan on keeping the thing. All right, so it's pretty well made. I don't feel ripped off. I didn't know a lot about the PowerA name before this, but it's pretty good. So let's do a really quick overview of this thing, all right? It has 4 rails. It's got left and right, and we're going to go ahead and turn this light off over here for a couple reasons. One, it makes autofocus work better, usually. This is my 30th take of this video, and usually it helps with the autofocus. There we go. Left and right, okay? Just like when you look at your wrist straps, just like when you look at the Switch itself, you have to consider left and right. And it's very clearly labeled up here at the top, L and R for left and right. Now, just so you know, these things slide onto here very simply. There's nothing that latches them in, so you don't have to push the button to release them. They just slide. Hold on. There we go. They just slide in very easily. All right? Practically no effort whatsoever at all. All right, so I'm going to show you something I've learned about this stand or dock really quickly. So here it is. They slide in, they slide right back out. Okay, they just whoosh right out of there. Again, you don't have to push the button. So yeah, it's a pretty decent piece of kit. So let me show you something. You are intended to, if you read the instructions, you are intended to plug this dock into your Nintendo Switch's USB port. By the way, your Nintendo Switch has 3 USB ports. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use a battery brick. Don't do that. It'll probably ruin something. All right, so don't do that. I'm just doing it for the purpose of this video. All right, so once I give this thing power, all right, see how they lit up green for a second and now they lit up red? This is one of the reasons why we turned the light off. It helps autofocus, but it also helps you see the LEDs. Red means it's charging. Green means it's fully charged. Not lit up at all means it's not charging. Okay? So if it's not lit up, it's not charging. If it's green, it's done. If it's red, it's charging. These two are charging right now. These are bare, naked Joy-Cons. All right? So what happens, you may have noticed earlier that my Nintendo Switch has these grips on it. What happens if I take one of these controllers with the grip and try to put it on here? Will it charge? The answer is no. Right? See how these are lit? Naked Joy-Cons are lit, but the one with the shell is not lit. The thing is, I don't think it's going down all the way. As you can see, there's a piece of plastic right there preventing it from going down all the way. So I think that's a problem right there. Now, this happens to be a silicone sleeve. Keep in mind, I don't know how this is going to work for all silicone sleeves, but this particular silicone sleeve from PDP with the hump at the bottom, this particular silicone sleeve, let's see how this one does. This is easier than it looks. I'm trying to do it through a camera. All right. So there you go. It's charging. So bare naked Joy-Cons, those charge just fine. And then in a silicone sleeve, you have a chance that it's going to charge just fine. Plastic shell, you're going to have to take it out. Now, luckily, you do have these LED indicators here. Now, really quickly, I'll show you. It's not that big of an ordeal to pull this. Well, again, doing it on camera is a little bit harder. So there you go. You saw that didn't take very long. So once I was off camera. And then now we're charging. Right? It was just that shell was a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this because I don't want to do any damage. Again, don't use one of these. I just did this for the video. All right. When you charge it, if it's not in any kind of covering at all, you should be fine. If it's in a thick plastic covering, you might not be fine. You might have to take it out of that covering. For me, that covering is very quick to get in and out of. It's not really a hassle. Look, I'm in it. It's not that big of a hassle whatsoever. So for me, I don't mind it. Silicone gels, those actually take more time to get on and off of the controllers. They're, I can show you if you want. They are much more of a hassle though. Yeah, I got to work it out. It's not the end of the world. It's not actually difficult, but it is slower going than the shell. Anyway, the thing works okay. Part of me, if I'm honest, part of me is not thrilled with the idea that I would have to go and buy a stand such as this, you know, if I'm going to give you guys full honesty. But that's where we're at, you know. You can charge 2 at a time on the system, or you can go get a stand. So it's pretty well made. It's weighted, as everyone's going to tell you in every video. They're like, oh, it's so heavy. It's decently weighted. It's got the USB cable in it. It's about an American length, United States length, 18 inches to 24 inches, somewhere in there. Seems to be about 1.5 feet to 2 feet long. It's long enough that you can hook it up to the dock of your Nintendo Switch with no problems, and then you could even move this dock down to a different shelf if you had to in your entertainment center if you're clever with it. But it's not that long. I'm not sure what 18 to 24 inches equals in metric. I can find out actually. How long is 18 inches? How long is 18 inches in metric?
Let me check on that. 18 inches converts to about 45.7 centimeters.
Well, there you go, 45.7 centimeters. It's in that neighborhood, right? 18 inches to 24 inches. And Siri always makes me nervous. I don't know why. I get tongue-tied when I talk to my personal phone assistant. All right, so there you go. It's been AI Gaming 1776, by the way. I do a lot of product reviews on my channel, and I also do gaming stuff. I do PC, Nintendo, Sony, Xbox. I'm not very biased. I try all the platforms out, test them all out. Hopefully this video has been useful for you guys. I'm not sure what this will be called in your region, by the way. In my region, it has multiple names. All right. This particular one, this is made by PowerA, but the store that I bought it from says it's a BD&A Nintendo Switch Joy-Con charging dock. All right. However, I actually pre-ordered this from 2 stores to make sure I'd get it. At the other store, it's called The Proper Thing, a PowerA Joy-Con charging dock for Nintendo Switch. So I don't know what it will be called in your territory, but it's the Nintendo licensed charging dock. And it's okay. $30 is okay. It's pretty well made. I've already loved the convenience of charging 4 of these things at the same time. I was really kind of losing my mind with having to charge 2 at a time. So I'll deal with it. But again, I'm not thrilled. I'm not super happy with Nintendo that they've put me into this position. So it is what it is, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions down there in the comments. This has been AI Gaming 1776. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If so, please like it and please share it. Sharing my videos is the #1 most helpful thing you can do. Let other people know the good work I'm doing. And have yourselves an excellent day. I love you very much. Have a good one.